It doesn't matter what you do, but some makeup products just refuse to die. And these are the ones I'm going to talk about today. As a project panner, I have been trying to finish makeup for a very, very long time. And these are some things that just will not go. And I am getting really annoyed, and I've just kind of given up hope, to be honest, at this point, that these are ever going to be finished. I want to talk to you guys about them today. This is not a very serious video. This is just a really light-hearted, fun video. If you were wondering about this eye look, it was actually a get ready with me. It would have gone live either yesterday or a few days ago, depending on my schedule. And this was actually voted by my channel members. They voted for me to use the Aha Honey palette today, and this is what I kind of thought up with it. It kind of looks like a bumblebee and Cleopatra had a baby, and this is what I'm kind of going for today. So if you would like to vote on the makeup that I use, you can definitely join my channel memberships, or if you would just like to like and subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me. I am on the home stretch to 6k, and a huge percentage of you guys are actually not subscribed to my channel. If everyone subscribed, we could smash that goal, and it would make my absolute dream year, day, week, decade, just everything. It would be amazing. So if we could do that, I'd be eternally grateful. But definitely go and watch this Get Ready with me, because I mean, this shape is really cool. I love this kind of shape. I've never done it before, but I'm living for it. So Immortal makeup products, they will not leave. They will not leave. Let's talk about it. So first I want to talk about, oh my goodness me, this product. I've accepted the fact that this will never be done. This is my Franken blush that is currently in my rolling project pan. This is the leftovers of my Modern Renaissance palette, and it is just, it's staying with me because I think it wants to haunt me. I think it wants to make its presence known to me throughout my entire existence. So last year I panned the Modern Renaissance eyeshadow palette, and I could not stand it. I actually panned it the year before as well. I spent 2 years trying to pan that palette, and at the end of last year I just mushed all of the shades together that were left, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. The first year of panning Modern Renaissance was really, really good. I got so much progress on that. I finished so many shades. I hit pan on, I think, everything in that palette, and I thought, you know what? If I roll it into another year, it won't take me that long to fully finish everything because my first year was so good. I've said to you guys since, never ever pan a palette for more than a year. Give yourself a bit of a break. That's my biggest piece of advice, because as soon as I got into 2024, I did not want to pan that thing anymore because I just spent a year trying to pan it, and I made little to no progress in that whole palette in the whole year. I think I'd used up 2 of the shades and maybe expanded a few pans a little bit. It was not a fun ride. My pan that palette this year I am loving, and I'm seeing so much progress on it. But this, I think, is just here to be like, you remember how you were trying to pan the Modern Renaissance? She's still going. This is technically the 3rd year that I'm trying to pan this product. And honestly, I can tell. This is super firmly pressed. I did not press this that firmly. I did not. I remember pressing this so lightly because I was like, I am not going to be rolling this in to a 4th year. I think I am. I think this is going to be alive and kicking by the end of this year, because I have been working on this for so long and there is not even a dip in it. It's a really lovely colour. I'm really enjoying the colour, but I just don't think this will ever be gone. I don't think I'll ever be free of Modern Renaissance as long as I live. So I'm just gonna sit back and let this ruin my life, I think. It's fine. Would I love to finish this? Yes, because that means all of Modern Renaissance is gone. But realistically, do I think I'm ever actually going to do that? I really don't know. I don't think so. I am panning another blush in my Pan That Face palette, so it is competing a hell of a lot, and I am reaching for my Pan That Face palette blush a lot more than this one, because I'm just like, I love you, but Jesus Christ, I'm so burnt out. So this is the first Immortal product. This was the one that fueled this video, because I don't think this is ever going to be gone. I really don't think so. Now I actually want to talk about a product that some people think is Immortal, but I've actually done it. I finished this product. If you cast your mind back to old school YouTube, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer was an absolute cult classic, and this thing was huge, and everyone said, you're never going to finish this is impossible to finish. However, a few years ago I actually did finish this, so not to brag, but I did it. I used this as concealer and foundation, and I just smothered my face in it. I did have very bad acne back in the day when I was panning this, so that's probably a reason why it didn't take that long, but I don't remember it taking an eternity. I do remember it taking a while, but it didn't take as long as I thought it would, which is absolutely amazing, especially considering everyone saying you're never gonna pan that. Well, guess what, babe? I did it. I did it. This was just such a cult classic, and I still see people use this all the time. This is still people's favourite concealer, and I actually bought this for £3 on Look Fantastic. I used to get Glossy Box points. If you fill out their little surveys, they give you like a few Look Fantastic points, and Look Fantastic is a makeup retailer, and I ended up getting enough points that I only had to pay shipping on this, and I was loving life. I managed to try one of the cult classic products without spending a fortune. Absolutely amazing, and I went through that so quickly. It was such a good product, and I did it. This is not immortal. I have proved that you can indeed finish this. The end is in sight, trust me. If you are struggling through that, don't worry, girl. I am living proof you can do it. However, a Too Faced Born This Way product that I do want to talk about that, you know what, I have actually finished as well, so it's not quite immortal, but Jesus Christ, this took the life out of me. This is the Too Faced Born This Way powder, and as you can see, this is completely empty. I still have this in my empties bin for this year. This took close to a year to completely finish, and I don't think I'm over it. I really don't think I am. This thing mocked me every single month. When I came on to update my project pan, I'd be like, is she still here? She's still kicking. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. She's gone. So again, technically this isn't an immortal product because she's gone. There's nothing left. However, this did actually play a practical joke on me, which was really fun. There was only the tiniest bit of this product left, and every single day I was dipping my brush in and I was like, it's not going. Yeah, it's because it had developed hard pan on it. So I was dipping my brush into pretty much nothing, and as soon as I took that hard pan off, it finally left. But as I said, a year, close to a year this took me to finish, and I cannot believe it took that long because what on earth was going on? That is insanity. But I did it. I am going to clean out this compact and use it as like a Franken compact, I think, because it's really, really nice. It's really thick and sturdy. Sometimes when you use a product so much, the packaging just goes. But this and the Beauty Bay packaging, like fair dues, has been amazing because this actually had a different blush in it when I first started, and I finished that. And now it's got another blush in it, so it's got another lease of life, and so is this. I cannot wait to see what I end up frankening in here. But oh my goodness me, just the Too Faced line in general is insane. The Too Faced eyeshadows, good luck, girl. If you have that as a pan that palette, good luck, because they are the most firmly pressed things known to man, and I respect you. I respect you for doing that. Good luck. Okay, a truly immortal product now. Let's go back to truly immortal. This is my Odin's Eye blush, and this is in the shade Radiant Flame. Now, this kind of represents all blushes because, to be honest, I think all blushes are immortal in a project panner's eyes, but something like this, which is so in your face and so bright, you may as well just give up now. I'm all for trying your best. If at first you don't succeed, try again. This though, maybe not. You need one dip of this, you're good. Okay, one dip of this, you're good for both cheeks. So I dread to think how long this would take to even hit pan on. You would be here for a while. You'd be here for at least like 3 years, I think, if you're going to use this every day. I honestly think you will. All blush in general is crazy. If you're a project panner, you know that as soon as a blush gets rolled into your project, you're done. You're done. blush, I don't know why. It just has this immortality about it, and oh my goodness me, it is infuriating. I'm currently panning the Milani Luminoso blush in my Pan That Face palette, which is a very, very natural blush that you can wear every day. You can dip in a good few times, build it up. It is still taking me forever. Oh my goodness me. I am sure that blush just has a vendetta against project panners. I think blush just loves mold and loves bacteria because it is holding out until it is getting moldy and decades old, where it could just be covered in dust and grime and gunk, because I'm sure that that's the way. That's my theory on blush anyway, because every single blush that I've tried to project pan has been horrific. It's the same with Franken blushes. Oh my goodness. If this ever gets rolled in to like a random project, I'm done. I'm calling it quits. I'm shutting down my channel. I'm like, nah, I'm getting away from this blush because Jesus Christ, I cannot. This is truly an immortal product. This will be with me in my grave. This will be buried and cremated with me. This is not going anywhere. My grandkids are having this. Like, I cannot see an end in sight whatsoever. Can you even believe that I have used this? It looks barely touched. Granted, I've not used it that much, but this gives me nightmares. Gives me nightmares. Next, I have a product that I actually forgot about, and the thought of project panning this as well makes me want to cry. This is the RCMA foundation palette, and I bought this when I was looking into doing freelance makeup artistry, and I just think that trying to project pan this is just gonna be a mission to failure. You can definitely use these as like mixers, and you can definitely use these as like highlights and contours and bronzers, and then like normal actual foundation colors. But for one person, I think this would give someone a mental breakdown. Cheeky Minty B? Yeah. This would make me want to cry. This would make me just give up. Again, just give up. You can see I have used it quite a few times. These are all kind of my shades though. Maybe I could use this to mix in with my foundations that are a bit too dark. I do have quite a few foundations. If you've seen my full face off series, you will know I have just been cursed with foundations that are way too dark for me for some reason. So maybe I can kind of get use out of these two. Maybe I can kind of project pan some lighter shades. Maybe I could project pan this shade. I think this is my like actual shade. That would be fine. Maybe I can get use on like a bronzer, a cream bronzer, but I'm really not keen on cream bronze products. But I think if you're not a makeup artist, having this is like absolutely redundant. Like maybe I shouldn't have got this, because I was planning on doing freelance just before the big cough happened a few years ago, you know. YouTube will shout at me, so I'm just gonna, you know, be all ominous. No one knows what I could possibly mean. And then that happened and no one could go out, so my dreams of doing freelance kind of died with that. But this really makes me want to cry. It really does. It has my use in my collection, but the thought of project panning this actually is giving me some sweats right now. If this rolled into a random project, I would cry. I really would not want to be finishing this. If anyone has actually finished one of these, I would be shocked. I would actually love to know if someone's ever finished one of these, because I just can't see a way that that is possible. Madness, craziness, insanity. I can see this being decluttered, to be honest, in the not so distant future, just because like it holds some really nice memories for me. I did do like 1 or 2 clients with this, but it did not see its purpose. Let's say that it got bought, it got used, and then it just got thrown in a drawer somewhere. This is not going to be going on any clients' faces now because it is very, very old. So it's sad because my hopes and dreams were this palette, and then it just never quite came to fruition. But hey ho, it's fine. We live and we learn. If it wasn't for the big sneeze or the big cough, is that what people are calling it? I wouldn't be on YouTube right now. I'd be doing more freelance, but instead, here I am with you guys. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise, who knows. Next, I have a product that I'm currently trying to project pan, and this is testing my patience. This is the Trigwell loose powder, and this again stands for any loose powder in this category because oh my goodness, I have tried to project pan multiple loose powders at this point, and all of them are, I truly do think they are immortal. All of them take so long. I'd say blush and loose powder are the worst things to try and project pan because they take forever. I've actually finished, I think, 2 Coty Airspun powders in the past, which I don't know how I did that. I don't know. I think it was like a myth or something. Maybe I was like, you know, a mythical being that did that, and maybe it wasn't actually me, because that's how I think about it, because loose powder is so difficult. I've been trying to pan this for like a year, and we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere slowly, but oh my god, this is crazy. I don't use like a tiny amount of this either every day. I use a fair whack of this. I can definitely tell that there's less product than before, but there is still a fair old whack in this, and I don't know what to do about it. Every day I do my makeup and I just think maybe today we'll see some difference. No, every single day I come here and I cry a little bit inside. The day that I finish this, I'm going to throw a party because, oh my goodness me, this does not want to be an empty whatsoever. I have some powders in my collection that I do actually prefer more than this, but I'm just focusing on this. It's not a bad product. I'm not hate panning by any means, but it's kind of making me itch a little bit. It's kind of making me like, ugh, my Huda powder is like sat in my drawer waiting for me to use it, and here I am with this. I do recommend this. It is a nice powder, but there are better things. And one of my goals for this year was not to hate pan anymore, so I'm definitely not hate panning it. But I am a bit like, maybe it's time to move on quite soon, because even though I'm so close to finishing this tiny little bit of product will probably last me like all year, and am I ready for that? I really don't know. So loose powder, wow, you have me by my throat. I have 2 more products to talk about. Again, this is just a really fun little light-hearted video. My dog just kicked my camera again. You're welcome. So next, I've actually spoken about this product in a similar kind of video, but I just need to talk about it again. This is my Kiko Unexpected Paradise Bronzer. I would give up on life if this was rolled into a project. I would just admit defeat. I would go MIA. And I would be living as a caveman in the woods somewhere. This is nearly as big as my head. And better yet, it's domed. So you've got even more product to play with. I love this thing so much. Like, the smell of it is like coconuts on a beach. And I'm obsessed with this product. I love it so much. I've used it so much. Can you tell? It's slightly flat. Slightly. But I could never project pan this, because this makes me want to cry. The thought of this makes me want to cry. The thought of finishing this gives me heart palpitations. I'm not even gonna lie, because what? I did see someone on Instagram project pan this and hit pan on it, and you are my god. I'm not religious, but that person, I can't remember who she was, but she is my deity of choice, because she has managed to hit pan on this. She's probably managed to finish it by now, because that was a good few years ago, and I remember when I first saw that thinking, what? I'm just in awe. I really am. I'm really actually happy that this is probably never going to be finished, because I do love this. And I mean, it still smells so nice. I got this a fair while ago. Does it have a date on it? Sometimes makeup products have dates on them, but this one doesn't. But I'm telling you, this is a fair few years old. It still smells so nicely of coconut, and I'm just obsessed with it. But not obsessed with it enough to use it for 10 years straight in the hopes of finishing it. You know, I'm not that obsessed with it. I love you. Not that much though. Not that much. I can't. And then finally, the next product that is truly immortal is the loose glitter pots. Good luck finishing this. You can put this on your eyes, you can put this on your nails, you can put this as a highlight, you can put this all the way down your legs. You're probably never going to finish one of these as an eyeshadow product. Maybe as like an arts and craft product, you'll have a lot more use, but as makeup, no, don't think so. I've had this for years. And if I hold it straight, you cannot see the settle line. I love this glitter. This is the Technic Loose Glitter. I love this so much. However, this again is going to be buried with me. This is like a blue with like a greeny yellow shift to it, and this was actually used in one of my favorite looks that I first ever did, and it was like a blue and like red wing look. I remember being in my first ever apartment when I did that, like eons ago, way back in the day. Like really happy memories associated with this. If I were ever to finish it, I would be so shocked. You can kind of see there the usage, barely any. I could use this on my nails, but I do get them professionally done. Yes, I could use it on my toes, but I mean, here's the thing. I always say, oh yeah, I can use it on my toes now that I get my nails done, but I don't like my feet. I don't like my feet. I have proper grubby dancer's feet. I did dance for 5 years, and I still like teach dance now. I'm a choreographer now. So like my feet, no one should look at that. Like, people should be compensated for looking at my feet, so I'm not gonna draw attention to them with glitter, you know? I think I've just learnt that the hard way. Yes, I could use my nail polish on my feet, but no one deserves that. You know, no one deserves that. Loose glitter pots. If anyone has actually finished one of these, again, you are my deity of choice. I'm respecting you so much because I don't think I could ever have the patience to do that. Even my Pastel Roses glitters, they are a lot smaller than this. Let me show you one. So here you go. That's the Pastel Roses. Very, very small. Even one of these would take so long to finish. Even their older packaging. This is their older packaging. Actually, it's probably the same size because even though this looks smaller, it is actually wider. My dog's dreaming. Can you hear him? My dog barks in his sleep and it is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. But even though this looks smaller, it's actually wider. So these are probably actually the same size. These are impossible. I have one that I love. I use it so much. I'm still nowhere near being finished with it, and I don't think I ever will be, to be honest. I'm wearing a glitter on my eyes today. I'm absolutely loving it. We'll probably never be finished with that. I think glitter is truly an immortal product that we are never ever going to finish, and even if we do finish it, it's going to be like in the air. It's going to be on your towel, it's going to be on your carpet, it's going to be on your dog. The amount of times I found glitter on my dog is ridiculous. So even if you are finished with it, you go, oh, finally, this is done. For the next 10 years you're going to be finding it all over your house, and it's going to be just like intimidating you. You know how it is. So this is it. This is just a really fun little video talking about products that I find to be immortal. I truly think that these products will never die. And some of them I'm okay with. Some of them, I think, you know what? We can coexist. But others, I'm kind of looking at the door and I'm like, time to go. Let me know, what is your like immortal product in your makeup collection? It's something that maybe you've been panning for the longest time that just refuses to leave. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But with that being said, this is where I'm gonna love you and leave you today, guys. Have an incredible day, and I will see you tomorrow for a brand new video. Bye bye.